welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about the brand new from Kat Von D, the Metal Matte palette. So first things first, this thing is way bigger than I had anticipated. I don't know why, like there were so many shades you would have thought like ding ding ding, but I was shocked when I pulled this thing out. Like it is flippin' ginormous. One way is going to say metal and one way is going to say matte. It's pretty freaking nifty if you ask me. And this is Kat Von D's original artwork. And then inside we have a row of beautiful matte shades and then a row of metallic shades. Okay, before I get into the review of this palette, if you're only here for the tutorial on this eye look, I will insert right here the time that starts so you can just jump right on ahead. Okay, so let's talk about the palette. So you have 22 shades in here, again, the metal and the matte, which is pretty genius if you ask me. I love that they have the combo in there instead of something that's too much shimmer or too much matte. You have a perfect balance of them both, and they kind of correlate, so you've got like the same shades up top as you do down below. So for 22 shades, you are paying $60 for this palette, and that might seem a little bit like, whoa, that's a lot of money in comparison to some of her other palettes, but this has a lot more product in there than what the other ones do. So I do think that it is a good price for the palette. Now I am glad that I waited to review this until today because yesterday I was absolutely in love with this palette. I used Fringe, Silk, Ribbon, I think I used Bone, and then Ignite and Glitz, and I loved those shades. But then today when I did two different looks. I did this eye and then I did another eye using like this end of the palette. And I noticed a little bit of patchiness in some of the other matte shades. And then I also noticed that this shade right here, Flash, you don't get a lot of pigmentation without using Fix Plus. Now they claimed that the metal shades in this palette are the same formula as her Metal Crush shadows, but it is my personal opinion that they are not on par with each other. I feel like the original Metal Crush shadows in the bigger pan, they went on the eyes, no problem. You didn't need any assistance like Fix Plus or anything. It was just perfection. Some of them you actually need some help. And then this shade right here, Tinsel, is the only one that's a little bit more chunky. So if you want it to be straight up silver and not just like kind of chunky and glittery, you're gonna have to use Fix Plus with it. Now, that shade is also the only one that I really had any issues with any fallout. I didn't have anything come underneath my eyes. If you guys see some sparkle in the close-up, that is literally the powder on my face. It doesn't look that sparkly in person, but when those lights are bouncing off of it, that's what it is. So my review of this palette is basically that I do not feel that the mattes are the same quality as the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. That is my ride or die. I love those. I have no issues with them at all. Some of the shades in this one I definitely had some issues with. I tried to pick some that I didn't have as many problems with today, but Flash right here, that one definitely it needed some help. That's not the matte shade, that is a metal. But still, nonetheless, there are shades in here a little bit inconsistent, and I will show you guys in the swatches. So I like this palette. I do not love it. I do love one shade. Fringe, I love Fringe. It is a perfect peachy pink. I freaking love that shade. So I would say that this isn't as high quality as the Shade and Light palette, but it is a little bit better than the Serpentina palette. So it's kind of somewhere in between. It's going to be up to you if you are going to love these shades and you're going to use them and you can make them work. Do it. I don't always like to put that much work into my shadows, but it can be done. They're not bad shadows. They're just, some of them are a little bit patchy. So I'm going to go through the swatches with you guys. So for the metals, we have Nebula, Watt, Ignite, Tinsel, Glitz, Twinkle, Volt, Synergy, and Flash. And then for the mattes, we have Linen, Jet, Velour, Stone, Moss, Ribbon, Silk, Fringe, Feather, Oak, Suede, Bone, and Velvet. Now with Feather, I did not get a whole lot of color payoff when I put that on my eye, so I did not use it in the tutorial. I actually had used it the very first time I did this eye today testing it, but I didn't like it, so I did not even use it when I did this eye look. So if you would like to see how I created this eye, then just keep on watching. First, I'm going in with MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm going to put this all over the lid and all the way up to my brow. On a MAC 227, I'm grabbing Bone, and I'm going to place this all over the lid and all the way up. And this is just going to set that paint pot and make it easier to blend the shadows. I'm grabbing a Tom Ford 13 brush, and now I'm going to take Suede and I'm going to pop this into the crease first. So just back and forth windshield wiper motions, and then I'm going to go in circles to buff it out so I can use it as a transition shade. With a MAC 217, I'm taking Oak, and I'm going to go directly into the crease first. So windshield wiper motions again. Going to connect on this outer edge here. And once I've got the product back and forth with the majority of the color in the crease, then I'm going to start buffing it upwards and softening the edges a bit. I'm going to go back in with the original Tom Ford brush and kind of go around the edges because I feel like this is a little bit patchy. Not super happy with it, but it's not horrible either. Now I'm taking Velvet on a 217. I'm going to start patting this on the outer corner first. And then working the excess up into the crease area. But I'm only taking it on this outer half right here. I'm not bringing it all the way into the crease. On a MAC 221, I'm going to go in with Synergy. This is one of the metallic shades. And I'm going to pop this into the crease as well. And the reason I'm doing this is just because I want to add in a little bit of the shimmeriness that I'm going to be putting on the lid later. So I don't want it to be all matte and then just shimmer on this portion. I want to throw it into the crease as well. So I'm just doing a windshield wiper motions, and then I'm going to kind of flick it up like this, just really softly. I wiped off my 221 on my pants, and now I'm grabbing Moss, which is another matte shade, and I'm going to pop this right beside Velvet. I'm going to take a 242 and I'm grabbing Flash. This is the gold metallic shade, and I'm going to pop this on the inner corner here. Not really loving how this is applying, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to put some Fix Plus on it. Let's see, yeah, that's better right there. It was kind of patchy and wasn't as intense as I wanted it without the Fix Plus. So I'm just gonna move this all over the inner portion of the lid, and then I'm gonna go back and touch up these two shades. So first the 221 and Moss, and I'm just kind of dabbing this so that it blends those colors together. Back in with my 217 and Velvet on this outer corner, and then I'm also going to bring it up just a little bit to define the crease a little bit better. MAC pencil brush, I'm going to grab Glitz, and I'm going to pop this right on this inner corner and right underneath the front part of the lower lash line. And then I'm also going to take that shade right underneath the brow arch very lightly. For the lower lash line, I'm going to start off with Suede on my NARS pencil brush, and I'm just going from outer to inner here. A little bit of Oak, a little closer to the lashes this time. I'm going to go in with Moss and go right underneath where it is on top. And then Velvet on this outer corner here and connecting it up here where it's on the top lid. Flash and a little bit of Fix Plus on a 242, and I'm gonna go right on this inner part. I added Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper off camera because I just can't do that. And now I'm going to add some mascara, and this is the Balm Mad Lash Mascara. I'm gonna do my top and bottom, and then I'm gonna add some falsies off camera. I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet, but I'll tell you. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and applied false lashes. I used Salon Perfect's 615. It had been a hot minute, so it was time to use them. And then on my lips, I have MAC Oak Lip Liner all over, and then Charlotte Tilbury Nude Kate on top. It just felt like doing a nude lip. Seemed like it, I don't know, something sultry about it. I like it. Anywho, if you guys got this palette, let me know and tell me what your thoughts are on it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!